Hey guys, 13 Days of Halloween, day 7. We're working on an art journal page today. This is my Strathmore watercolor art journal. And I have these spiderweb die cuts. They are from a Tim Holtz die that came out this year. It's called Frightful Things, and it just has like a whole bunch of little adorable Halloween things, like the spiderweb, like witch's legs, a broom, a little cat, I think. I think the four-eyed cat is from that set. I think. Yeah, just a whole bunch of really cute Halloween-y kind of images. So I die cut that from white cardstock so I could have a little white on white texture situation going on. And I collaged them with Collage Page Matte onto the center of my page. And then I'm going to do a little stamping in the upper right and lower left corners. I have Row of Numbers by Viva Las Vegas Stamps. I have Number Set, and these are all by Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and I'm using my black StazOn ink. I have Grunge number 3 and Grunge number 1 by Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and I'm using a gray ink for that, and I picked 31 because, you know, Halloween 31. Oh, it also could be 13 for 13 Days of Halloween. Yeah, so then I'm also going to use my gray ink. No, I'm going to use my StazOn ink for this skull, also by Viva Las Vegas Stamps. That's a lot to say. And I'm just going to stamp him around, not so that you could see like the whole skull, but I'm going to do more with him. So I just wanted to kind of have like a theme going throughout my page. And then I'm also going to take this Waybill invoice, and it has like lines because it's supposed to be like a ledger page, and I'm just going to use the lines and stamp them across the center of my page to make like a kind of linear kind of effect going on. And then I'm going to take the skull and stamp that up there as well. And then I have my Dina Wakley Media acrylic paint in Heather, a nice pale purple color. I'm going to apply a strip across the center of my page and then use a ton of water to kind of feather it out and get it flowing and moving. I really want a soft, subtle, light purple coloring like all around my background, but I definitely want to maintain some of that white space. So I also have Deep Violet, which is a Liquitex acrylic ink, and I'm going to take a piece of acetate, spray a little water on it, add my ink, spray a little more water, and then it got too drippy. So I let it drip onto my page, and then I can apply it with my acetate. Now I could have applied it in any way with a paintbrush. I could have used the dropper. I just used the acetate to kind of move it around the page. But I just like using the acetate because it's fun. But I could have applied it in any way. And I'm going to sop some of that purple up because I really want to keep that white space going on, because if you've been here for a while, you know I'm a big white space fan, so we got to keep that going. So then once that is, well, I'm going to put that off to the side, and then I have these little tombstones, and I have Camel, Slate, and Steel acrylic paint. These are by Target. Sorry guys, they are Handmade Modern brand, and I'm gonna take a baby wipe and I'm just gonna pounce them onto my little gravestones. Did I say this was from a Tim Holtz die? I don't know if I did. It's like these gravestones and like a little ghost. I think it's from last year or the year before. It's not one of the new ones, but I'm going to start with the lightest color and work my way to the darkest using my baby wipe and just pouncing that color on, because I want to create like a little bit of like a stone kind of texture so that they look like gravestones and they're kind of like worn and don't have like an even color all around them. And I definitely do still want to keep a little bit of those white spots peeking through. I just want to get a lot of color variation just to simulate age and so that they're not like a flat color. And then I'm going to line them all up pretty close to each other, take a light gray ink and this stamp. It's a Messy Text by Finnabair, and I'm just going to stamp them around so that it looks like from far away like old text or something. And don't mind my my tire gauge sitting on my desk. I didn't realize it was there. For some reason, when the weather changes, well, not for some reason, it's a reason, but when it gets cold, my tires the pressure gets low and the light goes on in my car. And I had a small but distinct window of opportunity when the air compressor was out to fill my tires. So I ran out from doing my project to fill my tires, and I ran back in to work on my project again. So I'm going to take a strip of cardstock covered with spiderweb washi tape, and it's really just so I have something to back my tombstones on so I can run it through my sewing machine. I just did 2 kind of wavy lines for a little bit of design and a little bit of function as well. It helps hold them on there. And then, oh, I also outlined my gravestones with a Zig Clean Color Real Brush marker in black so that they would stand out a little bit from the background. And then I'm going to stamp my little skull here with oh, what's that called? Memento Tuxedo Black ink, because it's super, super black. And then I'm going to cut it out and use my Black Soot Distress ink and my little blender tool to edge him to kind of obscure those white edges. I also stamped and cut him out 3 other times. And then I thought like I needed something else behind my gravestone. So I'm going to take this fishnetty kind of ribbon, and it's from Target, from the dollar spot, and I'm gonna notch into it in spots. I'm gonna cut some holes into it just so it looks old and tattered and not so perfect, to make it look kind of like the stockings on a zombie streetwalker. Okay, so I'm also going to take a piece of scrap cardstock or paper. It's from the Tim Holtz Abandoned paper pack, and it kind of matches a little bit the color in the background. It's just something that my ribbon can stick on back there. And then I'm going to take my glossy accents and glue down this peculiar word. It's the Tim Holtz Halloween chipboard words or phrases. They're super dimensional. And then I'm going to arrange my little skulls around the word there. I originally was going to put 1 skull in between my gravestones, but I left the space too big and it didn't look right with just the one, so I had to figure something else out. So I'm just going to glue the pieces to my cardstock and my ribbon, and then I'm going to glue my tombstones on there. And then I'm going to do a little journaling around his skull, or his skull, the skull. I'm going to do it around the top, the bottom, all around all the skulls on the page. I'm also going to bring it like a little bit around the ribbon, just a little bit, not like completely. And then for a final finishing touch, I'm going to take that deep violet acrylic ink that I used in the background and a little bit of India ink so that the deep violet is a little bit darker. And I'm going to mix that together and use that for my splatters. And I'm just going to use a thin paintbrush and splatter that all around my background. I'm going to make sure I get some on the tombstones and on my phrase sticker and stuff. I just like the way that looks. And that's it for my page. I don't know why there's a yellow spot on there. Because that's how it goes. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye, guys.